What,
Yeah,
open up the
understand.
bottom, open up the bottom of it, Brad.
Huh?
Open up the bottom of it and tell me what's in it and I'll go get them.
Looks like double A's.
2 double A's?
Yeah.
Mhm.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. I was thinking you wore a suit jacket. It's like a
No.
underdress. Yeah. The
Yeah,
white
yeah,
shirt,
yeah.
suit jacket.
I was telling them earlier, it's the office. I'm gonna end up wearing this and everything most of the time in the office.
Real
What jacket? Ovens?
Oh,
Yeah, the air conditioning runs all the time. It blows right down on top.
After I read it,
End up freezing in there.
you make a motion. Approve. Because those words you will follow all over themselves. To do to I'll let you make it.
I want,
Was
so I have to
flash.
make motions on the table.
Yeah, yeah.
Mine just flashed over. It isn't staying on.
yeah. Is that the battery that's on your top part that shows you the battery?
I don't know why I'm thinking.
I have never noticed this.
Just, I know it gotta be. They can't.
It's staying on there now.
Got a couple.
Is this yours or mine?
Oh, that must be all yours. I think that was all stuff. Well, I think this was all stuff that was left over from last week.
Twice I contacted them about it, like after I had church, but anyway, they were just too busy. But it's streaming TV, which I should have been removed, so I don't.
Oh, that was left over from the CBA meeting. Has a list of all the kids that had helped out. Yeah. I think there was another group that didn't even get accounted for.
Do they get, do they get credit for these? Or do they get 100 hours?
There's some kind of credit they get. I'm not sure exactly how that works. They get credit for doing community service. Yeah. Yeah. There was I think it was a middle school group that didn't get, that their names didn't get listed on there. We had a lot of them. Some of them were helping with trash. Some were helping with vendors. Most of them helped down here in the kids court. Help little kids do art projects and stuff like that. It really was a nice deal.
Good morning, Seth. I believe I'm sitting. You need to say that real slow. Sitting. You're sitting, chief. Right now. You feel pretty good about yourself?
About 17. Not as much as sitting. There you go.
You doing, Chad? Good. This will be a little easier than that. I hope.
A softer man than I am.
They did a lot of work on the trip today.
Snow city.
I took what I had out there, what I could.
So they give you ordinances for today, or did you print those out?
I sent them to you earlier
I
today.
didn't know if you had a printed one.
You will when you sign it. And I need that one because Brad's gonna get us to read it. The other one is vote on tonight. I'll just put it first reading on.
Okay.
And then we'll vote on the trail.
There'll be one guy on the trail.
What do we need to do to get that funded?
I think Neil's, I mean, he said there's all in favor for it.
I didn't know if we needed to make a formal application for it.
Probably.
That, you know, obviously,
Foundation.
they've got funding to cover the maintenance of the trail.
So he said that would, like next year, take me off the or something. I said, I'm just not for it anyways.
What's that? Take you off
Yeah,
that?
I said Brad's gonna fire,
Oh.
Brad's gonna fire me anyway, because I'm doing such a crappy job.
Dale said he was gonna pay for the maintenance.
The foundation.
He said they're encouraged to do, they're trying to get, you know, to just have one person do the entire trail.
One
That way they
person
don't get
can
so
do it
confused. If I have
anyway.
everybody one,
Seriously,
then we end up signing two, we get
Yeah.
four.
You know
Well,
what,
that's true.
you know what they're doing, you know, I called Casey this morning, said we called him, Ron Equipment, and he said, we can't get that brush cutter until November. And then he said, maybe the county has one, I said, we'll call Justin. So, or Jason, and he did, and he's been doing it all day.
Say somebody was been out there cutting stuff today.
We'll probably have it for a week or two.
So what do they do today? What part did they get?
Well, I think Casey told him to start and go out around at the park and go around the point. He may have started at the point and come back around. I don't know. But I told him to do the whole thing. We'll do that between Pearl and the bowling alley and all that down, you know.
That's the messiest part right there.
Yeah.
On Lot 136.
So you might want to go down through there and pick up some brush and maybe he's got, Caden or Keaton and Tyler doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I did some of the trailheads, just the weeds.
Yeah.
With the trimmer I
Yeah.
had, which it's no match for those big weeds.
Yeah.
It's no match for that.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, no.
This is
But
brush.
this'll eat that stuff.
yeah. And just, and then cleaning it up is a whole nother, because they did that on the Gerby property. They were on the other side of, down on Pearl Street. And
Yes.
it threw that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But he said they are looking at that to get a person and partner with the city. And then have funding for that. So when he said, yeah, that was my suggestion a long time ago.
I know.
Because, you know, if I could focus on this park, that's.
You wouldn't need any help.
Exactly.
Well,
Well, I need help. Psychology.
oh,
It's help that I can't afford.
we need to get some funding from them to help where the roots of the asphalt.
Right.
Torn it
Well,
up.
see, it's easily 3 times they talked about that. So he's talking like the same thing.
This is a new one.
Ah, that's right. Yeah.
And then
You're
just.
replacing.
Places, okay, sign it and see.
Yeah.
So, okay, it has been doing those years.
Yeah, you want to decide. There's two more here.
Mid.
Are they local?
I thought they were out of. So Matt did say that, he told me.
And that's working for them now?
Yeah, well, I think he moved over, they just bought out Hesper's. And then.
Most German shepherds are like toddlers.
Right.
He works on two.
Yeah. I used to.
I think that's heading in the right direction. But really,
Yeah.
just, you know, the proper.
About freeze every time I come in.
I call the meeting to order. When do you have roll call?
Mayor Crane.
Here.
Councilmember Copenhaver. Here. Bolzer.
Here.
Easter. Here. Smith
Here,
and Randall's.
Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes from October 6th?
yes. Just note in there that, because I didn't see it, if it's in there, I missed it, but Randy had seconded the motion, and I didn't notice that it was in there.
Which motion?
The motion for the ordinance that we're voting on tonight.
And also Chad
made the
Voss present, and he wasn't on the list in the minutes.
What was that?
Oh, you
I
put
mean,
Martin.
No,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is the 6th. I just didn't have him on there.
Oh,
I don't think we introduced him yet. So
Okay.
I put in the minutes. He's a new
Okay.
council person, so.
I was at the end though, listed as present.
Oh, okay. Okay,
For what?
cool.
Oh, for the,
Okay,
Yeah.
tonight we're going to consider ordinance 2025-10, replacing ordinance 2025-7, Covington Walking Trail. This ordinance includes the Covington Circle Trail and 5 Crossing Park. The Covington Circle Trail and 5 Crossing Park were created to provide walkers, runners, and bicyclists with a safe environment free from the dangers posed by motorized vehicles. Motorized vehicles are strictly prohibited on the Covington Walking Trail. This includes but is not limited to ATVs, UTVs, motorcycles, golf carts, no Class 3 electric bicycles, mowers, and similar vehicles. Any violation of this ordinance will result in a $250 fine, and the vehicle may be impounded at the owner's expense. In addition, the owner will be held liable for any damages caused by the vehicle while on the trail. Exemptions, the only exemptions to this ordinance are for police, fire, and EMS services, Class 1 and 2 electric bicycles, groundskeepers performing regular trail maintenance. And then there is a list of proposed rules. I'll go ahead and read them. Proposed trail rules are open from dawn to dusk only. Allowed uses, pedestrians, bicycles, and Class 1 and 2 bikes only. ADA approved mobility devices and equipment are permitted to ensure accessibility for all users. No motorized vehicles or horses. Pedestrians always have the right of way. Cyclists and e-bike riders must yield and slow when passing. Maximum trail speed 12 miles per hour. Slower at corners, hills, and switchbacks. Stop at all intersections and obey posted signs. Travel at a safe speed for conditions. Keep right except when passing. Pass on the left side only when safe. Announce yourself clearly. Use a bell or say on your left. Riders may not wear earbuds in both ears. Walkers are encouraged to leave one ear free so warnings can be heard. If you stop, move completely off the trail to allow others to pass. Must be on a leash, 6 feet or shorter.
that's for dogs, I assume.
Pets, yes.
And small kids.
And small kids.
Usually. Walk pets on the right shoulder of the trail. Clean up after pets. Helmets are strongly recommended for all cyclists and e-bike riders. Trail etiquette, leave no trace, carry out what you bring in, report problems to the city of Covington, call 911 for emergencies. And this was proposed, the trail rules were proposed to us by the foundation.
I make a motion.
I'll second.
I don't know that we need it. We've got it on the
Yeah.
floor. We already got it on,
Was on the amendment,
Recommend.
right?
well, the amendment. The original was there, 25-7 was there, and then we voted to amend it at the last meeting, and the second part of it's tonight.
So that's what we just read.
Well, the
That
rules-
was
the rules-
2025-10 is what I just read.
So we gotta do
Right.
one reading for that and then vote on the next meeting?
No, tonight's
Okay.
the
Okay.
vote.
I'm sorry, have you said any, has anybody said anything?
I made a motion.
You made a motion?
Second.
Okay, I have a motion
Whatever.
and
Right.
a second. Okay. Paula?
No, and I'll tell you why. The original intent of the walking trail was for a walking trail, exercise, bicycling. Yes, I understand. I understand that e-bikes weren't around back then, which is fine. The ordinance says no motorized vehicles, yet we're giving an exception to motorized vehicles. The other reason I'm saying no is because our police officers have to police the trail. Are we going to purchase them an e-bike, a class 3 e-bike, so that they can catch up with these other violators on the trail? We're talking about common courtesy and safety for our walkers, for the users. Again, last week I stated I'm available. Anybody can contact me and ask, share with me why you want e-bikes on the trail or why you don't. The only people that I've talked to about it have been because I have reached out to certain people asking random questions, people who are frequent users, who aren't frequent users, other communities. Like Dale said the last time, this bike's on there. Police officers can't, whether they're a class 3, class 1, or class 2, if I'm not mistaken. And we can have a permit system to come here and give stickers for each class. But if we have people coming from out of town on an e-bike, do you think they're going to stop at the city building on the weekends to get their stickers or whatever when they come to enjoy the trail for the weekend or whatever? It's like Dale White said last week, it's an amenity to our community to have a walking trail, to slow down, exercise, enjoy it. It's not necessarily an entitlement to anybody that lives here. And so, and for many other reasons, my answer is still no. That's why I'm voting against it.
Chad?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Brad?
Yes.
Randy?
Yes.
Motion passes 4-1 to approve ordinance 2025-10. Okay. Start that down there. The next ordinance is number 2025-11. It's replacing 2017-1, Covington City Park Policies and Procedures. The changes are the cost per camper went from $13 per day to $15 per day. I'm going to read the just the soccer and the what affects soccer, Little League baseball, and utilities and maintenance. Soccer tournaments. No soccer tournaments are to be scheduled without prior approval of the Covington City Council. Any tournament other than one scheduled by the Covington Youth Soccer Organization will be charged a user's fee of $100 payable to the city building. I don't think this has ever happened, though. Covington Youth Soccer League will be responsible for the upkeep and repair of the soccer area. The soccer organization will be responsible for the cleanup of the area during the soccer season. The area is to be cleaned up after the last game of the season and will be kept clean at all other times and suitable for mowing. Utilities and maintenance of the field. The city of Covington will build a Little League baseball organization for all utilities used. The girls softball league will be responsible for any water or electricity used in the softball diamond area or used in the concession stand. The baseball league is responsible for their field maintenance, including maintaining their own facilities. The softball league is responsible for their field maintenance and maintaining their own facilities. Covington Girls Softball, Covington Youth Baseball League, and the Covington Youth Soccer League are required to file financial reports with the city council. These have all been in effect for some time. All baseball and softball tournaments charging a fee per team for tournaments will be required to pay a $100 fee to the city of Covington and $25 per team in advance of the tournament, as voted on August 5th, 2019 at the city council meeting. Tournament schedule must be pre-approved by the city council. And this is a first reading to consider this. We're not going to vote on it tonight.
So are we up for amending that?
We're up for discussing it.
Yeah. Tonight?
We can discuss it,
Mhm.
yeah.
So I'll start. I think those fees, I think we need to, I know there has to be policies and ordinances, but charging fees like that for reasons we really don't know, other than it talked about dumping the dumpsters more frequently and cleaning bathrooms more frequently, which is a flat rate. There's no extra charge for that. No matter how many times you clean the bathrooms or how many times you dump the dumpsters, it's a flat rate. And with that being said, the toilet paper, soap, and trash can liners, we buy that in such bulk that it's the bare minimum. I mean, you could charge each team $5, and you'd have your for a 10-team tournament, it'd be around $8, and then that's for the whole tournament. We don't use that much. We buy it in such bulk that it's really no cost, really. And but if they wanted to charge, I mean, they're already charging $100 per tournament. And
Well, we really hadn't charged $100 per tournament. It was passed in 2017 to charge $100 per tournament. They paid $100 per tournament.
Okay.
Then in 2019, the council voted unanimously to charge $25 per team for the tournament.
and that was for,
In lieu of the $100? Or on top of?
In addition,
That's what I
but
understood.
after that was passed, we never charged the $100. We were supposed to, but just never did.
I
So
think,
what have we been charging?
$25 a team
Okay.
for 6 years.
that's the part I'd like to have amended, is to remove that. And, you know, if you charged them $100 or say $50 per tournament, the city, you know, it goes back to the park. I realize that.
Mhm.
But they're doing their fundraisers and they're doing they do all the cleanup. I have very little trash over there, if any. They've done a really good job last year, and I expect it again this year. But I just don't think that's necessary to do the $25 per team for that fact.
It goes into Park and Rec non-reverting. I'll just tell everybody that, which we buy things for the park. We do upgrades. We spent $15,000 2 weeks ago on electrical upgrades for Little League Baseball. We buried the lines, went to the lights. We put in new control transformers to operate the lights, put in new services, and
How much of that was grant money?
7,500. We hope to get back 7,500. So we spent 7,500 on it.
But in the
Covington
since 2019, softball and baseball paid out to Covington right around $7,000. So for their tournaments that they.
Tournament fees?
$25 per team per tournament.
Ran to $7,000.
It was from 2019 to present.
Oh, okay.
Okay, calm
Over,
down.
over 6 years.
It wasn't last weekend, no. No. So that, I mean, I'm saying they've paid their fees, they pay, but I just don't think it's fair to them if they're gonna do fundraisers to take care of their feet. Well, let me finish.
Yeah.
They take care of their fields, they pay their concession people, they pay their groundskeepers, I think, and then they pay also
We pay
people
kids
to run the tournaments.
during the tournaments, we pay kids to pick up trash, and then we stay after to pick up trash. And I've stayed after every day, fall ball, pick up all the trash and put it in the dumpster.
And umpires aren't free either. So, you know, you got that cost, and you got several costs that's coming out of those tournament fees that these guys have to cover.
Yeah.
So my thing is that we just need to amend that to where if you're gonna charge them $50 per tournament, at least that would cover, you know, paper products, soap, can liners. So that's my thing.
Are you making a motion?
I'm just, you said we could have, it's for discussion, right?
Yeah. we're
So
not-
I'd like to hear from
Yeah.
the others as well.
I kind of agree with Randy on that. I mean, I did the Little League board for 3 years and it's a lot of work. And,
Oh, I know.
and you have to gather every penny you can
Yeah.
for it. So I'm kind of with Randy on that. If that's
I'm
the money
not,
with
I'm
it.
not against Little League. I did girls softball coach for 9 years. I'm not against that.
And I wasn't insinuating that. I didn't.
No. And we didn't do tournament. We didn't do 8 tournaments a summer like girls
Right.
and boys do. People won't rent pavilions
But they're-
because they take the pavilions over. They're taking 8 weekends in the summer.
We don't take.
What, Chuck?
We don't take.
No, not you. No, people that come to the tournament.
Very seldom, very seldom. Most of them are down from Fifth Street towards the east. That's where most people stay. Nobody hardly goes into the big pavilion, and very seldom are we one by the bathrooms. Anything else, we're not down there.
And when I did it, Donnie Crowder,
Yeah.
oversaw the park. And
Sure.
he maintained the fields.
Yeah.
I mean, we lined them and whatnot, but as far
Yeah.
as the mowing and everything, it was done by the park.
Yeah.
Whereas now these guys put in, I sit there and watch it from my back door.
Yeah.
They put in a lot of time and
I know
hours.
they do.
And,
Chad,
and,
have you
and
seen
doing,
water in the baseball field down there?
excuse me,
Have you seen water in the baseball field?
I haven't seen it during the day because I'm
As soon
gone.
as you walk in,
But I mean, I saw, I've seen the work you're doing to the infield of the major league field, and that's a big project.
Yeah, I have one quick question, Brad.
Yes.
So the ordinance you just read is to replace the 2017, it was 2017-01 ordinance?
-1.
Okay, so to replace that ordinance, that means that's the ordinance that's enforced, correct?
Correct.
Plus,
So,
plus the,
well, hang on.
at the
If
meeting,
Mr. Powell can look at the minutes of the August 5th,
Mhm.
2019 meeting, where you guys discussed the $25 extra per team, and you were talking to softball, the word baseball is not in the minutes of that meeting. And it's not a change to an ordinance. It's a motion brought up in a meeting and voted on, but the word baseball doesn't exist in there. If you were to go by that 2019 minutes of the meeting, at that moment, the city should have started charging the girls $100 per tournament plus the 25 extra per team, because that's what was voted on in the meeting. When you read the ordinance to where you were gonna go back to 2019 and backdate it, so everybody had to be brought up to.
No.
I thought when you read it, you said it had to go back to the August 5th, 2019. Everybody had to pay $100
No,
per tournament,
that-
$25 per
when they
team.
vote, when the council voted on it, that put that in effect.
No, I mean what you just read for the new ordinance.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't there a part in there about everybody had to be paid up back to the August 2019?
That's not in here.
That's not, okay.
Mm.
So if the word baseball is not in the motion and the voting at that meeting, I don't think you can come back years or weeks later and say that you meant to have baseball included in that when you make a motion and vote on the
Yeah.
25 extra.
It was referring to tournaments. It didn't specify Little League or Softball League. It said that the representation from the Girls Softball League and board member. But then when the council addressed it, it was regarding tournaments.
Well, tournaments.
Yeah.
So then it should have been, according to that, if that's legal, it should have been $100 plus $25 per team.
That's what it should have been.
I don't
But
think
we
we're
never
gonna,
charged the 100, we just charged $25 a team.
And what started this is I paid you the 100 per tournament this year because that's what's in the ordinance, which is, the ordinance is now being changed. Or you proposing to change the ordinance?
We're clarifying it because the council voted on it August 5th, 2019. So we're putting it into the ordinance.
But it wasn't the ordinance they voted on, it was what was brought up in the minutes of the meeting.
Exactly. And when the council votes on something in the meeting, it's, the same as. Is that correct, Taylor?
Are the tournament fees the same for both boys and
Yeah.
girls tournaments?
I believe so. Very close.
What do you charge per tournament? Or does it depend on time of year and how many teams?
I mean, the thing is we turned in our tournament dates for next summer, I think a month and a half ago to get the okay so we could advertise them and try to get, 6, 7 teams, 8 teams. We've had tournaments this year where we only had 4 or 5 teams show up. We've had one where we only had 3 show up. So it's kind of hit and miss with travel ball and everything like that. But we spend money on the field. We've got new grass down, new dirt. We've got,
What's your average fee approximately?
$350. And for tournaments, we pay, it's $90 per field per game for umpires. So that we can have certified umpires to umpire during the tournaments.
During tournaments, it's 50
I'm
and
sorry.
75.
Yeah, 50 and 75. So $125 per game in a tournament to have official certified umpires down there to run the thing. We try to have all adults during the tournaments because it's a lot different than rec ball or fall ball. Fall ball, if it comes down to it, it's all about the kids getting extra reps, so us coaches will umpire, all right? But we take care of the fences. We got French drains put in, keep the water off the field. We got new dirt. We just spent $4,500 on redoing the big field. We're redoing all the other 3 fields. We're gonna paint the fences, catcher's equipment, batting cages, tees, 16 dozen baseballs we bought this last summer in hopes that we can start having buckets of used balls that don't walk away with the coaches and stuff like that. Uniforms, hats, and
Do you charge the kids to play?
yeah, they have a registration fee.
How much?
During rec ball, and that usually just about covers
You
hats and
don't
shirts.
charge them for the summer league?
Yeah, we charge them for some, that's
Okay.
recreation.
How much do you charge them?
It was what, 70?
75.
For boys and girls?
We don't do the girls.
So major and
Oh,
minor is
right, okay.
75, the PWT ball is 50.
And then we have. to
And
pay
that breaks
insurance.
even with buying their jerseys and their hats. There is no, maybe on the T-ball, there might be a couple hundred left over. All of that money goes straight to their jerseys, socks, hats. For tournament, the $350 that is charged, that sounds like a lot, but by the time that you've paid concession for an entire 8 to 6 day, the umpires for the field, the field workers and trash kids that go through and pick everything up, trash in the bathrooms, everything, we're usually breaking even. Our only money that comes in that is actually profitable to put back in to then turn around is concession.
Did you say you paid the kids to pick the stuff up?
So the ones who go around and do the trash, they bag up all the trash cans, put it to the dumpster. They go through and actually pick up trash off the ground when they see it. And then they also go through, normally we go with them for the women's bathrooms, but they're constantly changing out the trash bathrooms and everything else too. They do that. We don't rely on the park for any of it.
And I'm sorry, are you talking boys only or are you girls?
Boys only, but we use the girls' fields for those.
Right, for the tournaments.
The girls are running on the same thing.
Right,
Okay.
I'm sure.
But concessions, are they contracted out or do you just
We
hire
usually-
workers to
we
work
go
them?
with the teams from last year. Very little is there ever volunteer work outside of the board.
And it reaches more than just the kids that are playing, because like the high school kids, we hire them to be the field umpire. So we have an adult behind home plate, so these kids, Little League sets up classes for the kids to get certified to be umpires, so it's a part-time summer job for some of the kids. So I mean, we're here for the kids, that's all it is, it's all about the kids,
We've also been able to leave our tournament team for Covington, the All-Stars, we've been able to leave that as a free entry because we know with rec ball and other sports, it's another draw for parents to not let them come out and do it, but it's hard to host a tournament when you don't have a team. So they enroll and try out for free. The coaches obviously practice with them, and then we cover their jerseys. The years past, we've actually used reusable. So they get them the day of, they wear them, they use them the next day, we wash them, and then they get them for the next tournament.
Did they go to other tournaments, the all-star teams around the area?
We went to Catlin this year, we played in 5 tournaments. And the other thing is what we try to do with the Little League program is travel ball has turned into something completely askew from what it started to be, because parents are paying, $3,000-$4,000 and then monthly fees and traveling all over. We try to have the all-stars here and tournaments here that brings people into this community. So everybody that comes to the tournaments on the weekend is going to Riley's and Casey's and McDonald's, and they're using the restaurants here in town. They're in town. There's a lot of grandparents that come in. Randy probably had numbers on it that would come and camp the whole weekend in the park and pay to camp in the park, so they could just walk over with their chair and watch their grandkids play. So it helps the community, it helps the youth, it gives you something to stay focused on so that they're doing the right things.
If you look at today's Facebook from the Covington Middle School page, they listed their 6th, 7th, and 8th grade honor rolls. If you look at every one of those, between the boys and girls, 90% of those kids play softball.
Do you cover the fees for the Catlin tournament then, for the kids to where it's,
Yeah,
Free for them?
Our Little
Okay.
League paid for that fee to play the
and that's
Catlin.
probably 300?
And the Catlin
$50
tournament,
as well.
Catlin took it over because we had an issue with the tournament dates we were gonna use because the 4th of July festivities were still going on, so we had to move our date. Well, Catlin, because we had enough teams to have a tournament, Catlin said, we'll tell everybody come over here and we'll play over here. And so that's why we ended up adding another tournament. And like I said, the kids enjoy it, the parents enjoy it. I mean, it's all about the kids having fun, and none of these kids are gonna play their newer games. But it's about being 40 years old and having memories of playing in the sun with your buddies and having fun. That's what it's about.
This will be my 4th year on the board, and this is the first time that our all-star team has gone outside of Covington to actually pay for a tournament. Most of the time, if we have extra, like when we were doing Pony League, instead of doing Pony League, since there wasn't a huge draw, we ended up funding with some of the profit from tournaments for our middle schoolers to enroll in a couple extra tournaments while they were still under the little league, so that way we could get them more exposure. Since we didn't offer as much time on the field,
Is there a pony league still?
not currently.
We're hoping there's enough signups for next year.
Would they play at the complex? If so,
Yeah, that's where they usually play on the
and
other
do you have to pay the school to? use that field,
No,
any?
the school usually works with us on that unless the kids play, because it's a feeder program for the high school. Every kid that
Right.
plays Little League and gets their skill level up, they're hoping to play in high school, so the school recognizes it's a feeder program.
I just have a question on all the money that you've taken in. I believe Randy said $6,000 that goes into the park fund. So it came from the Little League. How much of that 6,000 goes back to the baseball league?
Well, we spent 35,000, our money, on the new restroom. And we just spent 7,000 on new lighting for the Little League. And I think it was 6,000 putting the girls' electric underground, and 6 or 7 on the lights for the girls.
And the underground lights, that's the DNR program from 2019 that got put on hold because of COVID, correct? That's the whole park getting done. That's not just doing the Little League, that's the entire park burying all the.
Yeah, I'm just saying our part of what we spent on the Little League was
Right.
7,500.
But the whole program covers the entire park, not just Little League.
No, I'm
Burying the line.
saying just the part we spent on the Little League was 7,500. Not the whole park.
But if there was no kids using those fields, you still have to do it. Correct?
We didn't have to do it.
By the DNR grant.
We didn't have to, but we chose to.
So the DNR said,
Yeah.
you do it. If you don't do it.
If you do it, you'll score more points, and that made it better.
So you did it
Yeah.
because of that, not
Yeah.
necessarily
Yeah,
the boys and girls.
yeah,
But even then, that
But-
was match. It
it's
wasn't, they
still-
didn't pay all of it.
yeah.
We
It's
still paid quite
still,
a bit.
so those are some of the things we've done.
And I bet if you talk to every parent in here that has kids in those baseball and softball, they'd say that's okay because it's taxpayer money. So they would say, yeah, sure, let's help our kids out and do that.
No,
Sorry, I got here a few minutes.
It's okay.
late. I've been down there, this is my 18th year down there.
yeah,
There's only one key phrase that I just don't like to hear. And you just said it, and somebody else said it. You guys said we, and you said our. It's not you, it's ours. It's all the taxpayers.
yeah,
It's all the taxpayers. So I hear a lot of the we mentality. For some reason, I hear that a lot. We did this.
no, I
We
meant
did
the
this.
city
The
paid.
taxpayers paid. I just want to make that quick correction. The taxpayers paid.
If I said we, I meant taxpayers.
Yeah, yeah,
So I meant that.
Because that is
Yeah.
our part,
yeah,
ours.
exactly. It is,
Our Little League program.
yeah,
That is all volunteer.
yeah,
I mean, raise your hand if you've been down there pulling weeds in the last 6 months, year, 2 years. I know you paid your dues. You were down there. I know a lot of you have. I struggle
Yeah.
with taxing children in our community in a taxpayer-funded facility that is bought and paid for by us. And then we're gonna tax little kids to come enjoy it. I don't agree.
we're not taxing little kids.
We're not.
Huh?
You're asking $25 for these.
That is
parents.
exactly what.
Like
Along-
per
along
tournament.
that lines, I guess where I'm
But
stuck is
it's a reconverting fund that goes back into it, that we reinvest back into it for the upkeep of it. for the taxpayers.
They upkeep
If
of
you
the golf
guys are utilizing it to maintain it, to do
No,
everything
no,
that
because
the city
doesn't
is paying
maintain
for?
anything.
Oh, we
City
do.
is-
We do.
That's the
Okay.
17 ordinance ordered the Little League
I
program to
misspoke.
maintain it.
Wrong word. Don't mean maintain. Okay. What did the city spend the money on? For the burying the lights, doing all the different things,
7,500.
the trash, the supplies, whatever.
Yeah.
But here's the thing too, if we don't have something, if we aren't invested in it, if we don't teach our kids to invest in it either, then again, they become entitled, or we all become entitled. Yeah, it is ours as the taxpayers. Absolutely. But I don't think it's unreasonable to support our city too for the use of the facility, of the park, of the land that the city, that the taxpayers own. Because that money isn't going in to make the city money. It's going in to go back into the use of the park, whether it's for the facilities or whatever.
But I would rather them decide what they're gonna do with it, rather than we decide what to do with it. And I said we, I meant this council. So
I'll
I just don't think it's fair. I don't think it has anything to do with the kids bringing money into the city, put it in the park fund, and then doling it out, and then saying, oh, well, we let them keep that. We need to get our noses, I think, out of the park, baseball, soccer, softball, let them handle it. And they've done it for not this group, but it's been around for longer than we've been alive.
Do we pay insurance on the fields and everything
The Little
too?
League program pays for insurance for the kids. to play.
Well, I know you have insurance for the kids, but what about liability and insurance and
Yeah, that
everything
too.
else for public?
For spectators, we have that too.
Every team that comes in there has the.
So I want to add in also that with me, this being my 4th year, for the last 2 years, if not 3, I made multiple calls about getting paint to match our new door that we put on. And it was put off and told that they would find us paint. We were willing to fund that paint. And as you said, our tournaments have paid the $100 per weekend. I didn't think it'd be too hard to come across paint. And then this season, it was just taken off underneath us and the entire concession stand was painted without any notice to any of the board members. And then we were expected to pay it. If we've paid in $6,000 and then we were told that we had to pay that without any notice, like, where's the city helping our youth if the city wasn't willing to just take that on?
Wait, let me say, the city put new restrooms down there. That was a grant too, but we paid
Did
35,000.
softball help with that?
We paid, softball
I
did.
I honestly don't know.
Softball did, the foundation did. Softball helped, baseball didn't. They didn't want to help. We put $35,000 in. We buried the lines at softball and baseball. We spent $64,000 on the big pavilion to renovate it. So don't say, we don't do anything.
That's not what I was saying.
Nobody said that. All we say is, that, why do you want this money for this $25 for each of these teams I bring in? The people pay, the community gets it. If I don't go to Subway, McDonald's, every place before I list these tournaments out, they gotta know they don't make enough bread for Subway. They don't have the cooler stock at Casey's, Benjamin's, CVS, all these places are benefiting from everything that comes to this community. All the antique stores, every place.
And how is it I can take a day off of work and walk around Covington and get $100 from each business owner in town to sponsor fall ball? $100, not even thinking about it, it's for kids to take it. And then those same businesses sponsor rec ball in the summertime, $500-600 to put a banner up and all that. The fields are being redone right now by field sponsors. We had field sponsors come along and sponsor the fields. So the whole community is involved with the Little League program.
Absolutely.
So if all that money's going to maintain the field, the fence, the safety barriers, the dugouts and everything so the kids can play baseball, I don't understand why, one, you order by law, by ordinance, that the kids are responsible for the field, and then you want to dictate and have government overreach to regulate when and how long they can play on the grass that they have
Bob.
to take care of.
Hold it. Noah, you've been on the board enough. Did you ever complain about the $25? Say, we shouldn't have to pay $25. No, you did.
You asked a question, so
Yeah.
let me answer. Don't call me a liar before I speak. I've been to several meetings down here. I was down here with Scotty Holy Cross when this came up, and it was $100 to start was the initial proposal. We negotiated that, so for starters, did complain about the $100. And when we realized you weren't gonna move on it, you were going to tax these children, we got it to settle
I'm
on
not
$25.
taxing.
We got it to settle on $25. That was the settlement. It got to a point where we said, we're gonna have to take a loss on this, and that's where the loss was settled. So I was down here. And I can call multiple board members that have been down here to these city council meetings over the years, over and over, when this all started. I'm sorry if you don't recollect. That's a you problem, not a me problem, but I know I sat in this building with the exact same issue with multiple people, multiple board members.
Some of you that don't know me, I'm the guy that makes these tournaments. I run these tournaments for both these leagues. Been doing it for 27 years. Been on the board of soccer, baseball, and softball for 20-some years. And this is the only way for these kids to have it. We stopped doing candy bar sales door to door because of pedophiles and BS. We stopped all that. All we do is say, let's have a tournament, invite people in our community, and make a few bucks to put back in next year. That's all we want. We just want to eliminate the $25. Any fee charged to these kids. It's crazy.
Well, we're gonna vote on it next meeting, so.
Everything we do is for the kids.
So are you guys offering, saying that this, you guys should just handle it
As we have up until a couple years ago.
and there be no accountability or anything to the city?
I didn't say that. Never came out of my mouth. All I'm asking is.
That's what I'm asking.
You're asking for $25 for every team. Every team that I bring in here to help both softball and baseball. Every team I bring in here. We have a 20-team tournament. Multiply 20 by 25. How much is that?
500.
$500. And the kids don't get it now. $500 that we can't buy new equipment. We can't do this or that for because we have to give it to you for stuff that we already maintain the field. You guys no longer mow. You no longer do anything inside those ball fields.
I think it was just $500 we put grass seed on the infield, just the infield of the big field was $500.
And the financials are always open to the county council. That's always good.
And so the proposal is, you guys are saying there shouldn't be any fee whatsoever.
If we're paying $100, then throw out the 25 per team. That's
So just, you guys would be good with $100 a tournament?
Mr. Powell, did you read
Wow.
that? Your take on the 19 minutes?
Yes, I read the 19 minutes.
And what's your
How do
take?
I interpret what it says?
Yeah, what's your interpretation of it?
This is why everybody gets lawyers. I did too. Yeah, I mean, they do.
Including you.
It depends. I mean, it does say the only people that showed up, or at least as mentioned here, it's a softball league showed up. We're talking about tournaments, but it does address the fees that are already being charged for each of the leagues. And so, like Brad asked earlier, I would just have to look at the question of, hey, it's voted on. Is there not an ordinance to support it? Which one is controlled? I can't answer that for you.
So if the 17 ordinance has been voted in and promulgated in the city law, then that would stand above that unless the argument was made on it.
Correct, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's clear that there was this motion and this motion carried.
So at
And
the
then
end
the
of the
question is,
day,
yeah, which one?
at the end of the day, the baseball fields are given to the kids, and then the kids are ordered to take care of them or maintain them. So it's city businesses, volunteers, parents, and everybody that takes care of the fields for the Little League. So at the end of the day, if it's $100 a tournament, which is what you got paid this year, because that's what's in ordinance, I mean, we'll have to pay it, and we'll just have to figure out how to work with it on that.
We'll vote on it next meeting.
And then at the end of the last meeting, you made mention to me that the city was gonna reimburse the Little League for the 2,000 for the concession stand.
We may pay you back part of it or all of it.
Did you ever find out who hired the painter to paint the building?
Doolin called me and I said, well, who's gonna pay for it? And he said, well, Randy had mentioned it to him. And I said, is Bob gonna pay for it? He said, well, I'm supposed to give the bill to him. So I don't know. I told him to go ahead and paint it then. So,
I have a question.
yeah, Ken.
I have no authority to do that.
No,
Through
I
the
thought
clerk
you
or through
said,
this chair right here.
I thought
have
you
no
said
authority to do that.
you asked him for a price.
You sent him down to do a quote. And so,
He
yeah,
give you, he didn't even give me a quote.
he said it'd be around $2,000. And I said, well, that's your call.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I sent him back your way.
So we don't know who approved Mark Dillon paint.
I told him to paint it, you know?
We know who
So.
didn't.
Yeah, Candy.
I just want to get clarification for everybody because I'm sitting here and my head is spinning.
Okay,
So you guys are going to vote on this next meeting.
yes.
What are you voting on? What is the
That's a very
amendment?
good
What
question.
is, are you going to vote
I
on
think-
$100 straight?
I think it's
Are you
whether
gonna-
to charge fees or not charge fees.
Well,
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, but should we amend it tonight and then vote on it in 2 weeks?
that's what we would have to do
Yeah.
in order to do that.
But what is the amendment? Because I'm
Well,
confused as
that's,
all get out here.
that's still up in the air, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, for everybody's sanity.
That's why I asked what I asked.
we
What are you
clarify what is
asking?
the-
Clarify.
What we're.
Are you asking $100 a tournament? Are you asking $25 per team?
Or do you just want
Per
the Little League
tournament?
to give you guys $100 a year to buy toilet paper for the bathroom? Because when we have tournaments, we hire kids out of the money that comes in to clean the bathrooms, to put new toilet paper up, to pick up trash, to go around the whole park and pick up trash when it's over, and we make sure all the trash goes to the dumpster.
Which blows my mind that you're paying the kids to do that instead of teaching them responsibility and commitment to it.
2025, like 1980.
It's the tax that
I'm aware.
There's so many people there.
Same reason we can't find anybody to volunteer to work the concession
It's
stand.
gone.
Yes.
Parents are having to vote.
I understand.
What we mean to by pick up trash is it's not just walking around and picking up trash off the ground because there's honestly not super amounts of that unless it's blown from full trash cans. So we pay the kids to make sure that the trash cans never get that full. They take them at 3/4, that way there's not a chance of it being super windy and blowing out. That's most of the trash cans that picked up. Our community and the people that come in really are mostly very, very kind to our park. It's the fact that they're open cans, so stuff blows out, and then that's what the kids are doing. So they're staying busy, and they are constantly on routine, filling, like from down over the hill on Minor up to Major, both girls around concession, over by the bathroom and putting it in the dumpster. They're staying busy.
You have a man in charge of the park that you evidently trust to be there. And he's telling you it's $5 or $10. Could be $100 plus 25.
If you want an exact quote, I mean, I went to Covington, so I don't do math well. So I'm sorry, that wasn't very nice.
No, it wasn't.
Anyway, I can't add. So, I mean, I can get you exact figures on what it would cost, but when I figured it the last time, it was around between $5 and $8 for supplies. If you push that one time and get soap, that's a penny. So if you want to take it farther than that, I mean, you know, I could do that.
So what's the ballpark that would cover the tournament?
I said on a 10-team tournament, it's about $8. On a 20-team tournament, it's about $5. Well, the
Depends
opposite.
if they wash their
The other way
hands or not. That's what he said.
Or use toilet paper.
So $100 a year.
We know they're using the trash can liners. And I do appreciate the people that, or the kids that change out those big bags, because sometimes they get a little full, they pull them out, they put them in the dumpster. I don't have to do that. I appreciate that. And to keep the park cleaned up on that end, boys baseball, softball, just got through a soccer. They put all their stuff in the trash cans. They may be packed full, and I gotta go get the tractor to dump it, but at least it's in the trash can. It's not scattered all over the place.
boys, but I do appreciate that.
And those boys hustle on tournament meetings, they hustle. I mean, it's 6 AM to 9 PM and they work their tails off.
Yeah.
Commend them for that.
So before you guys are done, and then you're gonna talk about it and make a decision next week, we turned in our proposed tournament dates for next summer. 2 dates in May, 1 in June, 1 in July. You know, and we'll be able to find out if those dates are
I never
approved.
saw that.
Is it 2 meetings ago, I believe?
It was on September 15th.
I got ball teams calling every day.
What are the dates, Bob?
May 2nd and 3rd, May 16th and 17th, June 20th, 21st, and July 11th and 12th.
They're in
Make
your
sure we
September
were-
15 minutes.
We were well away from 4th of July weekend.
Does anybody have a problem with those dates?
If there's not already any conflicts on the park calendar, I don't see why they couldn't have those dates.
Do we have anybody from softball here that got their tournament date?
I can text one of them and catch up to you guys in the next couple of days. And get the dates.
I can call Eric.
Softball went down.
We're- We're having a meeting on the 27th,
So
so,
I'll get old softball and have them
okay,
come with their dates on the 27th.
okay. 28th.
So
Well,
28th.
that one's a special council meeting, that's because
You said softball's
it
having
has to
3.
be November 3rd.
Yeah, November 3rd.
November 3rd.
Yeah.
Right now, the way this ordinance says, if the ordinance is defeated, the only thing we really defeated was increasing of the camping fee. Because everything else is still the same as what it was in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Except for
20, right?
$25 a
29.
team, which was voted on at the city council meeting in August 5th, 2019.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
so it doesn't change right now other than the camping fee. If the voting on this is defeated, the only thing that changed is the camping fee.
Right.
Okay. Because I don't think this is necessarily right either. And even then, what the city makes or doesn't make on fees is nominal. It's not like it's gonna make or break the city if we do. Now, we're not also to clarify, we're not taxing our kids. This would be a fee for anybody coming in from outside the
We're not-
community. So I
Right.
understand you're having a problem with the word tax. And
Yeah.
okay,
It's
that's
not a tax.
no, a fee, whatever. But the fee is to anybody coming in from out of the community. But I don't necessarily think it's right. I think we need to be encouraging the use of our facilities all we can. But I think some fee is appropriate. It's still, I would propose that this be amended to go back to the original $100 per tournament flat. And that goes back to 2017, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But I also, and that would apply to baseball and softball, obviously. I do have an exception. It's never come into it as far as what you said with soccer, but also the way this is written, if our youth soccer decides to have a tournament, they wouldn't pay a fee. Is that right? The way I'm reading this? I don't think that exception should be made. I think it should be applied to them as well as baseball and softball.
I have a question for that. When we have tournaments, it's always the town, because we already have 400 kids there. And I'm pretty sure that's probably why it was skipped, is because baseball and softball bring in from an hour and a half to 2 hours around. Soccer just, it's all
All local.
kids. So their tournaments are all our kids. All might have some kids that are coming from Danville, but they're still playing on Covington.
Yeah, it's the youth soccer league, and we've
If that-
never charged Covington for having a
If it's, if they,
baseball tournament.
if the exception is for our kids exclusively, then I get it. That wasn't the way I read that. But if-
I have a question.
I read it to be the same as your tournaments where kids are coming in from outside of the community, but if they organized it.
They don't have tournaments.
I know, so it really has, it's a moot,
within
it's a moot
themselves.
point, but I have a problem with an exception being made.
So as you said, it's, more for the out of town, I get that, I kind of understand where you're coming from on that. What do we charge all the 5K, event holders down here for all the out of town 5K?
I don't know what they charge,
What's the city?
nothing.
Oh, we don't charge all
For the
out of
trail?
town, anything to use the trail?
No, they're all fundraisers for the nursery school.
For non-profits?
Yeah.
So baseball, softball,
That's
That's what our tournaments are, is it not the fundraiser?
For 501Cs?
so you guys are not for profit.
That's all I want.
Okay.
For the 5K and the 10K for the out of towners too.
So with that being said, why are we charging $100? Just a question. I'm just gonna throw that out
I mean, they use the facilities, they use the bathrooms, they use the pumps, I assume 5K and 10K runners wash their hands, I do not know. So, they have all the facilities down there just as much as we do. I guess we either need an amendment to start charging all of them,
The 5K,
10K, all the out of towners.
What's the difference?
Not big.
It's a not-for-profit 501c fundraiser.
I thought it was reasonable. I can take it back to something from 8 years ago. When I said a flat $100 is all we should charge, and I'm going back to something that was already in place back 8 years ago. I'm talking about doing it that, they're looking to give horse in the mouth and say, oh, well, if that's the case, we should be charging everybody else. Come on, I think this is being reasonable.
quit while you're ahead.
I think this is being reasonable.
At the end of the day, whatever you guys decide next week, whatever you guys vote on, the Little League kids are gonna have to pay, okay? But it needs to make sense because the sponsors of the community, the businesses, the community sponsors, all of us volunteers, all of us parents, we're doing it for the kids. Nobody's stealing the nickel out of anything. It's all
I
for
think
the
we've
kids.
always done it for the kids. I coached girls softball for the kids. I didn't do it for me.
Well, I'll just say too, as a parent who had a daughter on travel ball, I invested in my daughter paying those fees, and I didn't mind paying those fees because she got so much more because of people like you invested in my kid, in our communities. That's what builds our communities. That's what builds people understanding what it is to be a team in a community and not just out for self, but out for the taxpayers that we represent. So I don't have a problem investing to pay those fees. I'm not saying that we should be charging a fee, but when you start picking it apart for the different events using city property, we're still investing in supporting our community. We're still investing in supporting the park. We're still investing in supporting the city. And so,
But we as a board, and being on the softball board that I was there years ago, that the potential $500 is our profit to buy new equipment.
yeah, I understand.
And now you're taking that.
I understand
That's
that.
all we want. If it's $100, we're fine to take the $100. I think it sounds like it should be 8 to $10, but we'll take the $100. Just eliminate the $25 per team.
Because $100 is a whole lot better than $350. If you have 10 teams and you're charging them $25 on top of the 100, that means they're having to pay $350.
And another thing is, there's no gate fee in Covington. right?
We haven't been paid every time.
And I get that, but I'm
And
just
we
saying,
haven't
in the
been
grand
paid
scheme of it, when you're
for as
hearing
many
it,
teams every time.
it sounds
So
better.
let's not be too harsh on us, you know, like we're taking all your money, because we've been pretty lenient. Chuck, you know that.
I don't know. I've never been the person that signed a check or handed cash to somebody in this department to cover those things. That wasn't my responsibility. I was on board.
I mean,
Tournament director, I'm a contracted person in a sense for these two baseball and softball leagues. They just asked me to help do it because a lot of them work and don't have time to do that. I'm a retired individual now, but I've been doing these for 20-some years, and that's what we do for the kids. And I believe you're for the kids, ma'am. I believe you are. But travel ball, my daughter played travel ball. It's crazy now. It's crazy now. But now, so you guys, the travel ball parent comes in here and plays one of these tournaments. They've invested $1,500 to $3,000 for the daughter to pay. Oh, now we got $25 more.
I'm sorry to ask this, but you said you're contracted. Do you make money per tournament? You don't? Okay. I'm not.
I'm not a board member. Well, I got on the board of softball or baseball this past year, so I guess I'm a board member now. But I haven't been on the board for the longest time. My daughter's 29 years old.
Right.
So it's a board member.
I mean, you just said you were contracted.
Well,
That's why I asked that.
contracted to do it for them. So
Okay.
help them out.
I think the big difference is a lot of the travel, my son's in travel ball. He doesn't play down here anymore. I still help out. I still pitch in, I still volunteer down here because I have a passion for it. The big difference is all these other travel ball places are for profit. They are for profit. I go to Mooresville and, it's costing me $500-600. That's for profit. We're not doing it for profit. We're doing it to keep the program running and to buy new gear, to help our kids, make sure they have nice uniforms, to upgrade fence, to put concrete pads down there in our batting cages so our kids aren't twisting their ankles and blowing out knees and coaches aren't falling over. We don't run it as a for profit. We run it as a for better. That's the big difference that I see today. Covington's not a for-profit program.
okay, we'll vote on it next November 3rd.
Right now, we don't have a second yet.
Yeah.
Unless we're just gonna vote on
No,
it the
we're
way it's
just
been
gonna-
submitted.
We're just gonna, I'll give you a choice of two of them on November 3rd.
Okay.
One with no fees or one with fees.
Bring back the concession stand.
No, I make a motion that we pay the Little League back for the painting of the concession stand. If the
That's
city,
fine.
if the city made an approval to paint it, you guys have already paid it, you're out that money, I make a motion the city pay it.
I second.
Okay. Paula,
Yes.
Chad,
Yes.
Kathy, Brad,
Yes.
Randy? Yep. Okay, motion passes 5-0. There you go, Bob.
Oh, tell it to the kids, Brad.
Could you do me one favor and bring me in the bill you paid, so I have something to loan? Thank you.
Is there anything else?
Did we get, sorry.
Nope.
Did
Go
we get
ahead.
a clear okay
Go
on the
ahead.
dates?
Pardon?
Did we get a clear okay on the dates? Will that be voted on in 2 weeks?
We'll know November 30. Meeting's adjourned.
Oh, no, this is coming up.
An hour, we'll get back.
Very patient people. The stress is on Paul Brad, I think.
I think I'm gonna go buy a device.
I just sent a Christmas carol.